Welcome back to Let's Replay Mystery Case Files Ravenhearst. I'm MCFPapa, this is part 3. Now we get some more new locations to visit. I have often, well, not often, but when playing this game and Madame Fate back to back, like, it's very noticeable that there's like no animation in the scenes in this game, but there are in Madame Fate. I have given some thought to like how some animations could be incorporated. Like here it's pretty obvious with having like the sky moving and the raven like animated to like crow or whatever ravens do. Also, this backyard is probably my least favorite of the scenes in the the grounds, which is unfortunate given that this is the most common of all the grounds locations to be visited. Oh well, forget the clothespin then. Yeah, there's teeth and blowing the hair off the Viking lady. A ladybug that you can click until it just runs off screen. What you're supposed to do, which is the numbers. Pretty simple though for a puzzle, just matching the numbers to the dice. And then it plays notes. And I assume you're supposed to know how to read music to do the notes. But I think you don't even need to like play them. You need to play them in order, but I don't think it resets if you play any wrong notes. And the way the music room looks is it's centered on the skull. And you can see the hourglass there, which is an item you need to find. So it's weird that it's there. Maybe they just like took the map images like early on in development and then they added more junk to the scenes to fill them out later on. And there are items hidden around the tuba like the mask and the artichoke, but you need to find the tuba itself. Now, in a scene like this, a potential animation could be like the light shifting, or again, like stuff, clouds and stuff going in the background. And that's interesting, using a black plunger, because usually in the series, if you need to find a plunger, it's always the stereotypical red plunger to find. That isn't the spike. I could have sworn that was the spike. Oh, and then gotta love the reused image of these things. I'm not entirely sure what they're for, but they reuse them there and even there. And then sitting on the stool is a very creepy rat. I'm not entirely sure what a shoe tree is. Oh, there's the spike. I thought it was something like really slim like that. Well, I guess I'll come back if I need another item. I do like the joke in this scene how, like, instead of a coffee table like most people have, they have a coffin for in their living room. There's creepy atmosphere in the background there with like someone opening a door and it wind blowing in and then closing the door. Oh yeah, in this game you still can't collect multiple things at once. You need to wait for the first thing to go into your satchel. Not sure what this is a picture of. Like, it's some scene, but it's just so small I can't even make it out. Yeah, there it is. That's the scariest thing of all, someone leaving their dentures out on the chair to sit on. What is that? Is that a turkey baster or what? Not quite sure. Oh, there it is on the whatever statue that's supposed to be of. I guess just generic woman statue. I wonder if this wine bottle would be any good. Still, it seems to be still sealed, though it does have a pickle for a spout, so maybe it wouldn't be good anymore. And I assume this is a picture that Charles, marked up in his anger after Emma refused his proposal. Eyeball in a jar? Seems normal. And something interesting is, if you go to the map, you'll always be booted into the final puzzle. You can't, continue to look for the other two items like you could in Huntsville and Prime Suspects, and even in Madame Fate you could go back to the map and not get forced to go to the bonus puzzle. Though I don't think that was intentional in Madame Fate, I think that was more of a glitch. But they could have done something like had a crime computer off to the side of the blueprints, like crime computer button or location on the map even to visit. And I have no idea what my computer is loading or was loading there. I have absolutely nothing else running, so who knows. A friend returns. Charles took my refusal with great disappointment, and I fear it to be the end of our friendship. While I feel not yet prepared for the bonds of marriage, it pains my heart to wound him so. Have I made the correct decision? April 5th. After more than 2 weeks' absence, I received a welcome visitor. Charles surprised me after school today with a bouquet of red roses in front of a most mischievous grin. I was overjoyed to see him and took comfort in knowing he appreciated my decision. Charles excitedly delivered news of his purchase of a large acreage on a remote periphery of the township. He has secured funding to construct a beautiful home. Oh yeah, this one. An annoying old lady who talks way too much. No good reception. Surprised that TV even still works. Aw, the key broke. That's a funny little tease. And now, this location is unique in that it's the only one that actually has animation in it. So maybe they were planning to use animation in scenes even in this game, but they just ran out of time, or maybe development costs were too high to do it. Not sure, but then it briefly flashes like a creepy ghost face. I don't know if that's supposed to be like Emma's spirit there. I would assume so. Or maybe Rose's spirit. Or one of the... It doesn't look like a young girl, so it's probably either Emma or Rose. But I don't know if they took the lore into consideration that much when designing this, or if they were just thought, oh, it would be cool to have a TV monitor that every so often changes to a spooky ghost face. This scene is also interesting because it has some pretty weird, like, clues. Like, not just, like, explicitly saying what the item is, but giving you clues as to what they mean. Like, dial tone. That means a phone. But why didn't they just say phone? Maybe, again, they were experimenting with, like... Because, like, in Madame Fate, in the inner scenes, they have stuff, like the interactive objects that are oftentimes clues of what you need to do and not explicitly, like, items to find. So maybe that was, like, their testing ground for that sort of thing. Okay, can I find the clothespin this time around? I can find an acorn, but not a clothespin. Oh yeah. It's very hidden on there. That blends in so well with the car. Now for the study, and study's a fantastic location. I really like it. And even though it's on the 3rd floor, you can see, like, plants out there against some other wall. Maybe it's, like, part of, like, a tower or something, and that's another tower. I'm not sure. Yeah, like, maybe it's, like, this, a window here looking out onto this part of the mansion. Maybe. I like the joke, though, with the hats, how there's, like, 2 normal hats, then there's an army helmet and a crown also hung up. Hey, there it is. Man, I was on a roll there for a lot of the items there. What's interesting is there's a bathtub, but there's no, like, faucet for water or anything. Is this so old-fashioned that you would need to, like, pump water from, like, the well out back and then dump it to fill up the tub to even take a bath? Maybe. There must have been water in the tub at some point, because there's a whole big fish living right by it. That fish had to come from somewhere. Ooh, a ghostly handprint on the pillowcase. Ooh, it's so spooky. But hey, it's even though this is explicitly set in England, still find US currency for some reason. I guess they knew their US audience was the main attraction for these sort of games, so they designed it with US currency in mind instead of like trying to find like British currency. And I think I spoke wrong in the first part when I said there was only 2 different patterns for these pieced together image puzzles. I think there's a few more. I think there might be 3 or 4 actually. Still think it would have been better to have some more variety though in these. Though maybe their thought process was if they reused the same square puzzle that was in Huntsville and Prime Suspects, people would complain that they've reused it so often. So they wanted to do something a bit different. May 14th, 1895. Tragedy. A dark cloud of mourning has befallen the town. A carpenter by the name of Frank Williams fell to his death this very morning. Dropped from the topmost scaffolding on Charles Dalmar's future home, to be quite specific. Today I accompanied Charles to the funeral of the poor man, whose life was lost at the foot of his new home. Charles remained quiet and sullen during the proceedings. I was deeply saddened to learn that the deceased left behind a young wife and 2 children. As the pallbearers lowered the coffin into the ground, Charles leaned near and whispered, "Perhaps I am a cursed man, meant to reside alone within my bedeviled manor." I'm not sure this part of the story. I guess the implication is that Charles killed the guy, though they never really give an explanation why he would do that. And if it was just an accident, then why do they write about it? I guess just to show that, like, the mansion itself is cursed instead of, like, the ghosts haunting it or what curses it? I'm not sure. Maybe they changed the story somewhat during development, but they didn't have another entry to write about. Anyway, that was my pondering done, so like and subscribe if you want. I'll see you next time when we continue on. And look at my time, 59:59. Kinda weird that it's just so close to an hour.